Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. You know that there have been ongoing negotiation between the federal government and organized labor in Nigeria, and the negotiation is still ongoing. Now, the Nigerian Labour Congress, in the course of the negotiation, they have issued a statement in which they revealed that the APC administration, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, had used intimidation against the NLC leaders in the course of their negotiation with the federal government. In a statement by the NLC's head, Information and Public Affairs, Benson Opa, in Abuja, in response to the claim by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Judge Akume, who accused the NLC leaders of committing treasonable felony and economic sabotage in the course of their strike action. In the statement, the Nigerian Labour Congress reminded the Secretary to the Federal Government that respectfully and positive negotiation cannot be done under duress. In other words, the Nigerian Labour Congress were saying that the Tinubu administration is applying duress to coerce them to agree on a new minimum wage. According to the statement, and I quote, "The event of last week, where labor leaders were surrounded by military personnel during a negotiation exercise in the Secretary to the Federal Government Office, were a clear violation of our rights and an intimidation tactic that has no place in a democratic society." Continuing, the Nigerian Labour Congress said, "We cannot and will not negotiate under such conditions," which is what the SGF's comments portend. "We urge the government to engage with us in good faith, free from threats and intimidation. We are worried that despite the denials of the purpose of the military's presence in the last negotiation exercise and the ensuing assurances that this sad statement may be an additional proof of what the original intentions may have been. We truly fear for the safety of the lives of our leaders, and we want to be reassured to the contrary if we are to continue with this round of negotiation, especially when the government has not offered Nigerian workers anything tangible since after realizing the nationwide strike." End of that particular quote in that section of the statement. In other words, the Nigerian Labour Congress said that they are afraid about the safety of their leaders to continue with the ongoing negotiation because of the presence of the military. You know, many Nigerians had raised concern about the presence of the military, but it was dismissed as nothing, that these are military people who are attached to the office of the National Security Advisor. But the Nigerian Labour Congress is saying that from the statement coming out from the SGF, it appears that the presence of the military was to intimidate them. And they are reminding the Secretary to the Federal Government that negotiations should not be done under intimidation. And you will agree that not even under the dark days of military dictatorship under Sani Abacha have we ever had a situation where military are used to coerce or to intimidate, allegedly, labor leaders. This is a new law for our democracy. It's a new law for our democracy. Not even under Obasanjo, who was a former military head of state. not even under Muhammad Buhari, who was a former military head of state, have we ever heard that the military were involved or were invited in a negotiation between the Nigerian Labour Congress and the government. This is a new law in our democracy, and I hope Nigerians will be concerned about this new law that we have sunk under the APC administration. Now, continuing their statement, because let us also interrogate some of the statements coming out from the Nigerian Labour Congress, because they were taking a swipe on the SGF for saying that their leaders are committed treasonable felony and economic sabotage against the nation. Now, taking a swipe at the SGF, the Nigerian Labour Congress said, the SGF, we are sure, clearly knows those whose actions are treasonable and sabotages our economy. Those who loot our treasury around the country, those who divert public resources meant for hospitals and schools, those who are involved in foreign exchange round-tripping, padding of budgets, and inflating contracts, including those who steal trillions of naira in the name of subsidy, are the real economic saboteurs who commit treasonable felony, Nigerian Labour Congress told SGF. Continuing, they said, these people are in costly abada and drive in convoys all around the nation, occupying corridors of power, and not innocent workers who are not slaves, but chose to withdraw their services because of the inhumane treatment meted on them by the government. The NLC said as SGF assertion that he cannot afford to pay each of his 4 drivers 100,000 naira monthly as a stark reminder of the disconnect between the government and the realities faced by ordinary Nigerians. Continuing, the Nigerian Labour Congress said, it is a clear demonstration that the SGF pays his personal staff starvation wages and may be telling us that he is a slave master. We may have to remind him that a 50 kg bag of rice is 88,000 naira, which leaves the worker with just 12,000 naira if he is to pay the paltry sum he claims that he is unable to pay. Anyway, one wonders what the SGF does with 4 drivers alone. We will also want to know what work justifies the huge salaries and allowances the SGF takes home all the time. The NLC said that it rejected completely the unfortunate insinuation around the SGF's remarks because strikes are not only legal but also a civic duty. We are surprised that the SGF would demonstrate such a glaring sense of unawareness to the understanding of the fact that when workers withdraw their services, which is their right, machines cannot operate themselves, so they grind to a halt. End of quote. While demanding an immediate retraction of the statement, the Nigerian Labour Congress has advised the Secretary to the Federal Government to take the ongoing negotiation for a new minimum wage more seriously and accord it with the necessary respect it deserves. Now, it's a very pungent statement because it has a lot of revelations. One, the issue of intimidation of labor leaders. And you have seen it that the labor leaders may not even want to be part of any further negotiation if their leaders are intimidated. So that statement by the Nigerian Labour Congress is loaded. So what they must do is, in the next round of negotiation, there shouldn't be any military presence in the SGF office, whether from NSA's office or whether from the defense headquarters or any. This is a civil matter. There's no business. What is the intention of having military around? Even if you say that the National Security Advisor has representative, must the military people, are they among the representatives? What's their role in the negotiation? What's the role of the NSA office? The labor leaders who are negotiating, labor leaders, did they come with arms? Is it a security matter that they want, that maybe they pose a threat to the federal government negotiation team, that they need to have NSA to be able to put them in check? It raises a lot of questions. And already the Nigerian Labour Congress is saying, look, we are afraid about the safety of our leaders who go on this negotiation. They want further reassurance that they are safe. I think there's no further reassurance that will be needed since this thing has gone public. Initially when this issue was raised at that negotiation, it was just dismissed that is nothing. But now that Nigerian Labour Congress, in this statement, has shown that they are really concerned about the presence of these military people, which means the military people makes them uncomfortable. The military people are not supposed to be around during the negotiation. I think that should be noted. If the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is negotiating in good faith, there is no business for military people to be around in the negotiation table or around the vicinity for that matter. This is a simple matter between the Labour Congress, organized labor, TUC, NLC, and the federal government. And then, of course, the response that they gave, reminding the Secretary to the federal government, those who are the economic saboteurs of this nation, those who are the treasonable felons, that they are in Abada, and it's not a lie, that those who are looting our resources, those who engage in round tripping in the foreign exchange market, those who pad budgets, they are addressing expensive Abadas. They drive in convoys, guzzling millions of naira, billions of naira in fuel. They are the ones that are the real treasonable felons. Those who did not build the school they ought to build. Those who didn't build the hospitals that they ought to build. Those who turn Nigerian hospitals into mere consulting clinics. They are the treasonable felons. And they know themselves. They know that they are the reason why the economy of Nigeria today is in a mess. Those who think only of their pockets. Those who think of only their personal interests. Those who think about only their political interest. And they put their political interests above national interests. Those are the real treasonable felons. They are the economic saboteurs who have put this country in dire straits. They are the ones that made this country the poverty capital of the world. They are the ones that made Nigerian currency the worst performing currency in the world. It's not the poor, wretched Nigerian workers who are struggling to survive. Many of them cannot afford to pay their children's school fees. Many of them cannot afford to pay their rent under the paltry 30,000 naira minimum wage. They are not the treasonable felons. They are not the economic saboteurs. They are not the ones that will take decision on fuel subsidy. They are not the ones that pay fuel subsidy. They are not the ones that they are paying fuel subsidy to. In fact, they are the ones that suffer the consequences of that fuel subsidy payment or lack of it. So if the secretary to the government is looking for those who are economic saboteurs, those who are treasonable felons in Nigeria, I think the Nigerian Labour Congress have given them a good response of the true felons in Nigeria. And there's another important thing that they said there, that machines do not operate themselves. It is men that operate machines. Babajide Otitoju of TVC have been making noises all over the place, saying that that the Nigerian Labour Congress went too far by switching off the national grid. Does the national grid operate itself? Does the national grid operate itself? It is people that operate it. It doesn't operate on its own. When it collapses, it is people that used to go and repair it. So what is it? All this noise that that they went too far by switching off the national grid. National grid is a machine. Machines are operated by workers, and when workers are on strike, they can decide to off the machine. It is their right to do so. It is their right. I saw where they were just lambasting the labor leader Otitoju and others, including that statement by SGF. They were all talking about the switching off the national grid. Who said that the national grid cannot be switched off by those who operate it as a show of civic disobedience to their rights that was not given to them by the government? This is their right under the labor law to withdraw their service. It is their right. Nobody can tell them how to withdraw their service. Not Otitoju, not the Secretary to the Federal Government of Nigeria, and not even the federal government can tell them how to withdraw their service. Because it is human beings that are operating the national grid. It is human beings that are operating every machine that keep the Nigerian system working. If they decide to switch it off as a protest, they have a right to do so. You can't say that is they committed treason. Meanwhile, those who are looting our money, who put this country under this general hardship, are now seen as economic saboteurs. They have been allowed to go free because they belong to APC. Many of them, nobody is calling them today to come and answer any question. The only ones they pick are those who are their scapegoats, those who are not in their good books, like MFL of the former CBN governor. He is the one, he's the only bad person in the Buhari administration. He is the fall guy for everybody. He was the only one that destroyed Nigeria's economy. It was only MFL that damaged the economy. Every other person was excellent. That's not how it's supposed to be. So the truth of the matter remains that when the Nigerian Labour Congress decide to switch off whatever they want to switch off in the course of their duty, because like the Labour Congress rightly pointed out, machines are operated by men, and men put it off, and it's their right to put it off. That does not amount to that they have committed treasonable felony. They have committed economic sabotage against the nation. We know the real economic saboteurs. If you don't know them, go and read that statement by Nigeria Labour Congress. You will see the list, and you will know people who can put in those lists. And they are the real saboteurs, not the Nigeria Labour Congress. And the Nigeria Labour Congress has done well to the extent that they can perform. I have my issues with their method of going to strike, but you cannot take away the fact they are right to go on strike, and they are right to switch off whatever they want to switch off, to be able to make the government understand that they should be listening to. Don't forget that this minimum wage expired and ought to have been renewed without much fuss if Nigeria is a country where things are properly done. But the government of the day allow it to linger so that it will bring this kind of problem leading to shutting down of the economic system and what have you. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.